I've got the rest of my life to unpack, so what's the hurry? She finds her Corningware percolator and, after scrounging through some boxes, pulls out the package of Folger's coffee. After running some water into the pitcher, she spoons coffee into the basket and then sets it on one of the stove's eyes. A sound like rumbling thunder catches her attention, and she turns and looks out the front window as a school bus passes by. She walks to the window on the side of her kitchen to see the bus's destination. It slows to a stop in front of the only other house that's visible to her. The front door of the neighbor's house flies open, and two boys and a small girl gallop and scamper toward the open door of the bus. The boys spring in through the door without breaking stride, but the girl has to stop and take the steps one at a time. And finally, a large person walks onto the porch and watches the bus drive off. "So you're Tucker. I've heard about you, or at least what the rumors in Dresden say about you. That you're our local welfare queen who dresses like a man and has a violent temper." She lets out a big sigh. "Well, there's no sense in putting it off. You and I had just as well meet sooner than later, Tucker." 2 hours later, Ella carries a warm apple pie with her and gets inside her green Ford Pinto. Looking in the rear-view mirror, she adjusts her wig. She drives the short distance to Tucker's house and stops in front of it, uncertain exactly where she should park, since there are no clear signs that vehicles are ever present. She stares in disbelief at the house. Time and weather have given it a tired gray color. The tin roof adds varying shades of gray, tan, and brown to the palette because some of the pieces of tin are giving themselves over to the decay of rust. Tattered pieces of clear plastic held fast by staples decorate the edges of the windows, remnants of Tucker's efforts at keeping the cold out last winter. It looks more like a house of cards than a house. She doesn't know how in the world it is standing up. I wonder if people think the same thing about me. After getting out of her car with her pie in her hand, Ella walks to the front of the house and makes her way carefully up the 3 steps leading to the porch. She knocks twice and then takes a cautious step back. A sound like Hessian soldiers marching in step comes from inside the house, first at a distance and then progressively louder. It dawns on Ella that it is the sound of Tucker thundering through the house, coming to answer the door. She takes in a breath and braces herself. The door is jerked open so violently that Ella is afraid it will detach itself from its hinges. Though she has seen Tucker from a distance before, she is unprepared for the force of Tucker's presence. She is a woman, but there is nothing feminine about Tucker. She stands 6 feet tall, with a barreled chest, beefy arms, and large hands. Her small head seems out of place on such a large body. The thick eyeglasses that straddle her nose are so scratched up it is anyone's guess what color her eyes are, or which direction she is looking. Her pants are pulled so high that the cuffs stop at her shins. Dingy white socks stick their necks out the tops of the worn-out boots that anchor her to the floor. Her weathered face makes it difficult to be certain of her age, but Ella guesses her to be close to 60 years old, the same age as herself. Even though Tucker hasn't uttered a word, Ella can feel that she's bristled like a porcupine, ready for a fight. "Hi, I'm Ella, your new neighbor," she says in her thin whisper of a voice. "I'm moving into the McDaniel house." Tucker's face is a mask of indifference, and she offers no reply, nor does she offer to invite Ella in. "Okay, so now what? Do we just stand here and stare at each other?" Ella glances at the pie in her hand as if she's just noticed it. Giving a small laugh, she says, "I nearly forgot. This is for you. My mother used to say that good food shared makes for good neighbors." She extends the pie toward Tucker, who has remained so rigid that she seems like a statue to Ella. Tucker does not take the offering.